A long shadow is cast over the beautiful city of Krakow by the events that took place here during the Second World War. German troops arrived in the city on the 1st of September 1939 and the persecution of the Jews followed very soon after. I'm sitting in what was then the Jewish ghetto, one of 5 ghettos set up by the Nazis. Here, Jews would be divided into those deemed able to work, who would be transported off to labour camps, and those deemed unable to work, who would be transported off to death camps or simply shot here in the ghetto. 6 million Jews were murdered in the Holocaust, a genocide on an industrial scale never before witnessed in human history. I'm not going to attempt in this short film to look in detail at the Holocaust. I want instead to look at the 2 conflicting political trajectories or political traditions within Judaism, which were both given great impetus by those horrific events. The first centres around the belief that in order to avoid persecution, the Jewish people need a state of their own. That political tradition is called Zionism. Before the Second World War, the vast majority of Jews didn't agree with Zionism, and some of Zionism's best non-Jewish friends were arguably anti-Semitic, the logic being that yes, you lot should have your own state somewhere a long way away from me. For example, the British Tory, Lord Balfour, is remembered for his declaration that Britain should support the establishment of a Jewish state in Palestine. But it was the same Lord Balfour who argued for very strict restrictions on the number of Jews fleeing persecution who should be allowed into Britain. Even after the Second World War, the vast majority of Jews didn't actively support Zionism, but the Zionists did win the support of the UN, and at enormous cost to the Palestinians, Israel was established in 1948. Now, as then, there's evidence of that strange but logical compliance between anti-Semitism and Zionism, with some of Israel's most ardent non-Jewish supporters being found in Europe and America's political far right. But it's that other political tradition that I referred to that I'd like to talk about for the rest of this report. You see, there are many Jews and others who think that raising the flag of a Jewish state isn't the right way forward at all. That far from being the solution, nationalism is actually part of the problem, and that it and racism and anti-Semitism should be fought against wherever they raise their ugly heads. It's this internationalist, anti-Zionist tradition that I want to find out more about. So I've arranged to meet up with the Jewish socialist, academic and activist and author of the book The Myths of Zionism, John Rose.